Many people feel relieved when they start the day with something they believe is healthy. That is why a lot of people reach for nuts in the morning. A small handful of almonds, walnuts, or mixed nuts seems simple, natural, and good for the body. But there is something important we need to understand. Not every healthy food works the same way for everyone. And as we get older, our kidneys do not always handle food the same way they used to. Kidneys are very quiet organs. They rarely send pain signals early. Even when they are under stress, many people feel completely normal. You may only notice small signs such as swelling in the morning, feeling unusually tired, changes in urination, or a heavier feeling in the body. But these small changes can sometimes mean that the kidneys are already working harder than before. Morning is a particularly important time for kidney health. During the night, the body loses fluid, while the kidneys continue filtering waste from the blood. When we wake up, the body is often slightly dehydrated. What we eat first in the morning can influence blood pressure, hydration balance, and how much work the kidneys must do throughout the day. This is where nuts become an important topic. Nuts are small, but they are extremely concentrated foods. They contain dense fats, minerals, and nutrients. For healthy individuals, this can be beneficial. But for people with reduced kidney function, these concentrated nutrients can sometimes create additional strain. Another problem with nuts is portion control. Very few people actually eat just 2 or 3 nuts. A few nuts easily turn into a handful, and a handful often becomes 2 handfuls. Even if the portion does not seem large in one sitting, repeating that habit every single day can slowly increase the burden on the kidneys. One example is Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts are famous for being extremely high in selenium. Selenium is an important mineral, but it is also very concentrated. Just one Brazil nut can contain a large portion of the daily selenium requirement. For younger people with strong kidney function, excess minerals are usually filtered out efficiently. But in older adults or people with reduced kidney function, the body may have more difficulty regulating very concentrated nutrients. This does not mean Brazil nuts are automatically harmful. The problem is the habit of eating them daily in large amounts, simply because they are labeled as a superfood. Almonds are another example. Almonds are widely considered one of the healthiest nuts. They are easy to find, easy to snack on, and many people eat them every morning. But almonds also contain compounds that may contribute to kidney stone formation in some individuals. This does not mean almonds are dangerous. However, eating large amounts every single day may not be ideal for people who already have kidney concerns or a history of kidney stones. Peanuts can also be misunderstood. Peanuts themselves are not necessarily the problem. The real issue is how they are processed. Many peanut snacks are heavily salted, sugar-coated, or processed with added flavorings. Excess sodium places additional pressure on blood pressure regulation, and that indirectly increases the workload of the kidneys. In other words, the biggest risk is not always the nut itself. It is the habit surrounding it, the seasoning, the portion size, and how often it is eaten. So what should we do instead? The goal is not to fear nuts. The goal is balance. First, avoid heavily salted or sugar-coated nut products. Second, keep the portion small. Instead of eating directly from a bag, place a few nuts on a small dish. Third, remember that nuts should not replace a proper breakfast. A healthy breakfast should include protein such as eggs, tofu, yogurt, or fish, vegetables or simple side dishes, moderate carbohydrates, and then nuts as a small addition. When nuts are eaten alone, they often lead to poor satiety and uneven energy levels. Another important habit is hydration. A simple glass of lukewarm water in the morning can help the body restore fluid balance after sleep. Drinking water slowly is usually more comfortable than drinking a large amount all at once. Many people also ask whether drinking more water is always better for kidney health. The answer is not always. Too little water can be harmful, but excessive water intake is not necessary for everyone either. People with heart conditions or certain medical issues may need individualized guidance. The key is steady hydration, not extreme amounts. Another important topic is pain medication. Many older adults regularly take anti-inflammatory pain relievers for joint or back pain. However, frequent use of certain pain medications can increase kidney stress in some situations, especially when someone is dehydrated or already taking blood pressure medication. This is why kidney health is not determined by a single food. It depends on overall habits. Daily movement also plays a role. Sitting for long periods slows circulation and can worsen swelling. At the same time, extremely intense exercise without adequate hydration can also stress the kidneys. The most practical option is simple walking. A gentle walk after meals supports circulation, blood sugar, balance, and fluid regulation. Sleep also matters. Poor sleep can affect blood pressure and increase cravings for salty or sugary foods. If you often wake up feeling swollen or unusually tired, the answer may not be adding more health foods. Sometimes the real solution is improving sleep and reducing sodium intake the night before. Kidney health is not about finding the perfect superfood. It is about reducing unnecessary burden on the body. In many cases, the healthiest approach is actually simplifying the diet. Less processed food, less salt, moderate portions, and balanced meals. When it comes to nuts, remember this simple rule. Nuts are a side food, not a main meal. A few pieces can be part of a healthy breakfast, but a large handful every day without balance may slowly add unnecessary stress to the body. Healthy aging does not require extreme diets. It requires steady habits that the body can comfortably maintain. Sometimes the most powerful change is also the simplest. Tomorrow morning, try starting your day with a glass of water, a balanced meal, and just a small portion of plain nuts. Small habits repeated every day can make a meaningful difference over time.